Let's explore the C++ standard library. This is a comprehensive overview of its core components and functionalities. We will start with the basics and then delve into the details. So, what exactly is the C++ standard library? It is a collection of classes, functions, and templates that are part of the ISO C++ standard. It provides common programming functionality, enabling portable and efficient code development. Key characteristics include cross-platform compatibility, optimized performance, type-safe implementations, and a consistent interface design. The C++ standard library comprises several major components. First are the containers. These are collections that store and organize data, like vectors, lists, maps, sets, and arrays. Then there are the algorithms, which are generic functions for searching, sorting, transforming, and manipulating container elements. We also have iterators, which are objects that navigate through container elements, providing a common interface for algorithms. The library also contains utilities, including helper functions, smart pointers, and type traits. Additionally, there are strings for text processing with the string and string view classes, allowing efficient string manipulation. Finally, there are input and output in streams, used for file, console, and string-based input and output operations. Let's take a closer look at containers in the C++ standard library. There are several types of containers, including sequence containers like vector, array, list, and deck. Associative containers like set, map, multiset, and multimap. Unordered containers such as unordered set and unordered map. And container adapters like stack, queue, and priority queue. Here's an example of using standard vector. First, include the necessary headers, iostream, and vector. Then, in the main function, create a vector of integers called numbers, initializing it with the values 10, 20, and 30. Add an element to the end of the vector using the pushback method to add the value 40. Finally, access and print an element using its index. Let's explore algorithms in the C++ standard library. Common algorithm categories include non-modifying algorithms such as find, count, and for each. Modifying algorithms like copy, move, transform, and replace. Sorting algorithms like sort, partial sort, and nth element. Binary search algorithms such as binary search and lower bound. And set operations like set union and set intersection. Here's an example of using algorithms. Include the necessary headers, iostream, vector, and algorithm. Then, in the main function, create a vector of integers named nums and initialize it with some values. Sort the vector using standard sort, passing the beginning and end iterators of the vector. Then, find an element in the vector using standard find, also passing the beginning and end iterators and the value to search for. Now, let us discuss iterators in the C++ standard library. Iterator categories include input iterators, which read forward only once. Output iterators, which write forward only once. Forward iterators, which read and write forward. Bidirectional iterators, which read and write forward and backward. And random access iterators, which read and write with random access. Here's a simple visualization of iterators pointing to elements in a container. We have the elements 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. The begin iterator points to the first element, and the end iterator points just past the last element. Here's an example of using iterators. Include the necessary headers, iostream, and vector. Then, in the main function, create a vector of integers named nums and initialize it with some values. Use a for loop with iterators to traverse the vector and print each element. The loop starts from nums.begin and continues until it reaches nums.end, incrementing the iterator with ++ it. Alternatively, use a range-based for loop to iterate through the vector and print each element. This loop automatically uses iterators behind the scenes. Let's examine the utilities available in the C++ standard library. Key utility components include smart pointers such as unique pointer, shared pointer, and weak pointer. Type traits such as is integral, is same, and enable if. Pair and tuple for grouping heterogeneous values. Function objects such as function, bind, and mem function. An optional and variant for representing optional or variant values. Here's a smart pointer example. Include the necessary headers, iostream, and memory. Then, in the main function, create a unique pointer to an integer using standard makeUnique, initializing it with the value 42. Next, create a shared pointer to an integer using standard makeShared, initializing it with the value 100. Create another shared pointer that shares ownership with the first shared pointer. Now, there are two references to the same object. Let's explore strings and input and output in the C++ standard library. Key string and I/O features include standard string, which is a dynamic string class with rich functionality. Standard string view, which is a non-owning reference to string data. I/O streams such as iostream, stream, and string stream. Stream manipulators such as setWidth, setPrecision, and hex. And file operations for reading, writing, and manipulating files. Here are some string and I/O examples. Include the necessary headers, iostream, string, and stream. Then, in the main function, perform string operations by creating a standard string object and concatenating strings. Perform file I/O operations by creating a standard offstream object, writing to a file, and then closing the file. Let's explore the many benefits of using the C++ standard library. Leveraging the standard library leads to more efficient, reliable, and maintainable code. Productivity is increased by reducing development time, providing ready-to-use and well-tested components. Reliability is ensured with thoroughly tested implementations, well-defined behavior, and edge case handling. Performance benefits from highly optimized implementations that often outperform custom solutions. Portability enables you to write code that works consistently across different platforms and compilers. Standardization follows established conventions, making code more readable to other developers. And safety reduces common programming errors through resource acquisition as initialization, type safety, and bounds checking. Mastering the C++ standard library will enable you to write more elegant, efficient, and maintainable code. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.